Hey, what's up guys, Devil Dog Gamer here, bringing you another Marine Corps Mondays questions and answers. Yes, I finally got the questions after that video, the last Marine Corps Mondays, they started pouring in, so finally got enough to do it, and I'm bringing Battlefield 3 upon request because I know I've been skimping out on it. Sorry, I haven't really touched Battlefield Modern Warfare 3 in like months, so I'm just kind of working off of shit I had saved. Alright, anyways, so we're going to start with the simple questions. Question 1, how old am I? Well, I'm 24. I'm going to be 25 on July 17th. I know I'm kind of getting there in age. Once I hit 30, I think I'm just going to kill myself. But that's just me. I'm not that old. All right. So, question number 2. What is an NJP? Now, because of my last video, I had a lot of people asking questions what an NJP is. If you're going to the Marines, you're definitely going to find out what the hell an NJP is. And what it stands for is a non-judicial punishment. Basically what that is, it's like getting charged with something but not going to jail. And pretty much that's up to your battalion commander or your company CO to hand out the punishment. And basically it can be from anything from underage drinking, which what I got hit for, AWOL, disobeying a direct order, you know, stuff that's within the unit that's not bad enough to where you're going to get jail time, but you're still going to get in trouble. It's like getting in trouble but not without going to jail. And what they can do is they can deduct you rank, reduce you in rank. They can like bust you down to a private if they want to. They can take money from you for a month, 2 months, which is what they did to me. And they can give you restriction with extra duties. And basically what that is you would not, after you get off work, you wouldn't be allowed to leave the barracks, and you'd have to check in with whoever's on duty in the barracks. And you'd have to do extra duty like mop the floor or sweep, and this would go on for a month or two, depending on the severity of it. So it's not really a fun thing, but almost every Marine's been NJP'd for some stupid reason or another. Oh, sorry. Oh, getting a cold. So, NJP isn't really that bad. I mean, it is bad, but it's not the worst thing that could happen. You could be getting court-martialed and, you know, dishonorable discharge, go to fucking Fort Leavenworth. Ugh, I can't talk today. Alright, so we're gonna get to the long drawn out ones. Alright, this question. Since the war's over, do you think it'll be harder to get into the Marines? There still is a war going on. The Marines aren't really that big of an active part in it, so I don't think that's gonna get into the terms with it, making it harder. But due to the budget cuts and now the Marines focusing back onto as an expeditionary task force on alert, and they're only going to operate off of countries that have a shoreline, which is their main purpose. We're an amphibious unit. We're an amphibious force. That's all we are. I think it is going to be a little bit harder to get into the Marines. They're going to downsize units. A lot of these units that that are fairly new are going to get the shish kebab. You're probably going to see a lot more MEU units come up, to where infantry MEU units, just because, you got the flat deck ships, and you're going to operate off of them. There's always MEU units somewhere around, just in case the shit hits the fan somewhere in the world. But yeah, I see a downsizing, and it probably will get a lot harder, and there's probably going to be a lot, these specialized jobs are probably going to be, yeah, look at that sneaky fuck, I got that bastard. But a lot of these specialized jobs, I don't think infantry's going to have a problem. I think it's going to be a lot harder. Yeah, watch this. I think I get him. Yep. Boom, gone. See ya. Have a nice day. But, I think these, the non-infantry jobs are definitely going to take a hit, and you're probably going to have to wait a year or two before you can get in, before some people get EAS out of them. But, infantry, I think it's going to be fine. I don't think you're having a problem with that if you do go infantry. Alright. We're going to get to the harder ones here. Do I think we'll go to war with Iran? Yeah, I definitely think we're going to go into war with Iran. So you got to look at it this way. They're pretty much the biggest dicks in all of that Middle Eastern region. They like fucking constantly taunt us and like, oh, show their military power off. Fuck them. You know what? Yeah, honestly, we should just fucking nuke them. And the problem is, it's like, this whole country's so politics driven, and it's like everybody's worried about their fucking terms. Oh, I need to get another turn. I can't freaking send us to war with Iran. Everyone's gonna hate us. Fuck them. We need to wipe them off the face of this planet. They're fucking pieces of shit. And if we don't do it, Iran's gonna do it. Ah, gay. But, you know, Iran's gonna do it, and the problem is, if we let them sit there and play around with this nuke shit for long enough, they're gonna get a goddamn nuke, and then who the hell is gonna invade a country with a goddamn nuke? Yeah, all they're gonna do is drop it on them damn selves to kill all the fucking Marines and soldiers that are running around in there. It's the dumbest thing ever. We should just go in there and fucking take them out right now. Just fucking drop some bunker busters into their shit. Game over. See you later. Have a nice day. We don't need a full invasion. Just fucking bomb them. What are they gonna do? They're dealing with old Soviet shit and all kinds of crap. Shit that we've fucking learned how to defeat, you know, and fucking counteract like freaking 10, 15 years ago. And honestly, we gotta do something. But, you know, it'd be one of those wars that I'd actually be a little interested in going into, you know? Because you gotta look at it. Afghanistan and Iraq was a lot of guerrilla warfare. You didn't know who your enemy was. They could sit there, pick up a, you know, AK, spray a few shots, throw it somewhere, and then come out and pretend like they're a civilian. And you wouldn't know the difference. You really wouldn't. Unless you actually saw, you know, exactly who was shooting at you and, you know, recognize the clothing and whatnot. But, I mean, that's the kind of war they're fighting here. Iran, it would be uniformed troops. You'd have the uniformed troops. You'd be able to identify your enemy a lot better. And, you know, you'd actually have, you know, armor, air power, fight against. It'd be pretty crazy. Oh, I should have got that guy. I got 2 shots off. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. You know, it'd be really crazy because you'd actually have to worry about getting strafed by helicopters and shit and not have to worry about IEDs. It would be a conventional war, and we haven't had a conventional war in God knows how long. You know, it's pretty crazy. Actually, I think it's since been Korean War is the last time there was a conventional war, I think. Because Vietnam was kind of conventional, unconventional, because there were NVA forces, but then you had the Viet Cong, which are guerrilla forces. I don't know. I'm going to say Vietnam's kind of a eh, and Korea is a yeah, because, you know, Korea's fucking 1,000 screaming Chinamen running at you and shit. But, yeah, so definitely I think we're going to war with Iran, and I can almost guarantee it's going to happen within 1 to 4 years. 1 to 4 years, definitely. So if you're joining now, you might want to, you know, actually kind of look out for that. And I remember one time we actually got put on an alert because I think I've told this story before, but anyways, put on the alert because apparently a base over in Iraq got attacked, and they were saying that it was almost positive identification that it was Iranian special forces that did it. So we weren't sure if we were going across the border or not. So they kind of just had us on you know, pretty much all forces over there on standby, or, you know, I don't know, maybe just Marine fucking forces. I don't know who the fuck they did. All I know is I was sitting on my ass for a while, and they're saying, oh, we're probably going to Iran. I'm like, cool, let's fucking do this shit. So, anyways, next question. And this question I think is a fucking doozy, because I personally did it, and I paid the price. Kind of happy I paid the price, because this bitch was stupid, but joining... You know, what kind of tips I have for joining the Marines if you have a girlfriend or wife. And honestly, my tip is, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. If you love this woman and you want to marry her and blah, 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 do it. Do it and don't forget about the Marines. You're going to have to pick one. You can't have both because it's going to end in disaster and you're probably going to turn into an alcoholic afterwards. Listen, it used to be a little bit of a joke. Oh, what a dick. But there used to be a joke because there's only like really one bar outside of freaking 29 Palms, and I think it was called the Stumps or something like that. Stupid. I never went just because it was all fucking Marines and stupid shit. But there used to be a joke that I never personally saw it, but if say 2-2 was going on a deployment, 2-1 was coming back, the sign outside would say, goodbye 2-1 wives, hello 2-2 wives. Because you gotta think about this. You're going away for 6 months to a year. And you're in a freaking town where your wife or girlfriend who's staying there with you doesn't know shit for nobody. What the hell is she gonna do? What is she gonna do at that time? Unless you have a kid there to keep her kind of tied down, she's gonna go bar hopping. And what do you think a Marine base consists of mostly? Men. There's guys everywhere. If you don't like going to a bar where there's a shit ton of guys and you have to like constantly watch your girl, it's gonna be a billion times worse the second you go on deployment. You're not going to be able to watch her to make sure nobody's hitting on her. There's going to be constantly guys hitting on her. All Marines want to do that are over there is just get laid. That's it. That's all they want to do. All they want to do. If you're about to go fight, okay, you got to look at it this way. You're about to go and fight in a country and fight a bunch of freaking enemy that want to kill you. You might die. What the hell do you want to do as your last few things before you leave? You want to get laid, right? Everybody wants to get laid. You'd rather get laid and die than, die and not get laid. Okay, so say you're over in deployment and your wife's around town. There's every freaking guy that doesn't have a woman already there is going to be hitting on your wife or girlfriend trying to get laid. And you know what? I'm not saying I know them, your wives or girlfriends, but you never know. It might happen, and you don't want to deal with that kind of shit. The last thing you want to deal with is come back from a 6-month to a year deployment, after getting shot at every freaking day, and find out your wife's been cheating on you and shit. You're probably gonna kill her, cause I'd kill the bitch. Fuck that. So just do yourself a favor and just not even do it, because honestly, I had a girlfriend when I was in there, and since I was from Florida, getting sent to California was kind of a rarity. It doesn't happen a lot. So I was expecting to get stationed in North Carolina, have her come live with me, whatnot, blah blah blah. I'd been dating her for a while, probably almost a year, and so when I got stationed out in California, it was kind of a shocker to everybody, and she decided she wasn't gonna come. She's like, no, I don't want to move. That's too far. It's not. I can't drive and see my family. It's too far. So she stayed in Florida. Well, it's kind of hard to maintain a relationship when you live across the entire freaking country. And so basically what happened is I'd hear from everybody and their mother, oh, she's cheating on you, blah, 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 every 10 seconds. So then, of course, I hear that, and what the fuck do I go do? I go fuck a bunch of strippers. Yeah, that's the thing you do. You get back, fight fire with fire. So it basically turned into each other cheating on each other constantly. And just called her up one day and said, yeah, this isn't working, what the fuck, we're not going to be able to do shit. So, ended it. And that's basically what it's going to come down to. You don't have that time to spend with the person, and every relationship needs time invested in it. And even if you've been with that person for 3 to, however long time, you could be with them 10, 15 years. Look at that sneaky fuck, and he still gets me. It's the time away from that person's definitely going to take its toll. And even when you're in stateside, you're not going to get a lot of time to fly out and do whatnot, go see them and everything. So it's gonna take its time. And I mean, deployments are even harder. Imagine the stress that they have to deal with, not knowing if you're gonna live or die and blah blah blah, all that bullshit. It's best to just, if you have kids, it'll be all right because the kids are gonna keep them tied down and everything. But I would say definitely my personal advice from everything I've seen a lot of relationships wrecked. I'll tell a story about that. I'll do it next Monday. Yeah, definitely. But take my advice. If you have a girlfriend, wife, don't do it. Alright guys, so that's it for me.